I think I might have mentioned before, I'm having dramas with microphones and you find out they don't work after you recorded a whole video with no sound. I've got microphones behind me that I don't really want to use. I had little cheap and cheerful little lapel mics. They were cheap, not cheerful. So I've gone and invested in a new microphone, and so this should work, and I should be able to provide you with the content that you so desperately crave, because I know you really want it, don't you? Anyway, let's talk about what's going on in the world of boxing. We all knew that Ben Whittaker was gonna beat Ben Gavazi. We all knew that Ben was gonna win. We all knew that Ben was gonna beat Ben. Who's gonna win that fight? Ben, guaranteed win. But no, we knew Whittaker was gonna win. We didn't know how good or how bad Gavazi was. We found out how really bad he was. Gavazi should not have been there. But as I said in my previous video, we'll give Whittaker the benefit of the doubt. We'll give Matchroom the benefit of the doubt. Let him have his one fight. Let him dip his toes in. Okay, I'm back. New promotional outfit. Let's see what happens. Whittaker 2.0 kind of thing. Breeze through it in a round, smashed him up. Cool, okay. Let him have that. Then I want to see him in with some of the lower tier good fighters that we recognize and know, so we can really gauge where he is. The Dan Azizes, the Spider Richards, even William Hutchinson. Those are good fights. We'll all embrace those fights. Lewis Edmondson, that is a no-brainer. That fight has to happen, come on. What, are we gonna do an Ezra Taylor? Are we gonna do that? There's so many fights available to him. Is he gonna do it? That's the question. Well, before we even get there, guess what? The WBC has ordered that Ben Whittaker fight Josh Buatsi. Now, that's a jump. That's a huge jump. And guess what? We all know it's not gonna happen. So what is next for Ben Whittaker? We're waiting to find out. We believe that he's gonna be fighting in the early part of 2026. Maybe February, maybe March. I can't remember what I heard, but what I do know is that it's likely to be in America. And you know what's gonna happen there? It's gonna be against an American that we've never heard of. It's gonna be against an American Gavazi. You're getting an American Gavazi, and we all know what the result's gonna be. I get it. Branding, opportunities, building a fan base, I get it. But how long are we gonna do this for? The problem that we might get is that we might have another Anthony Yard on our hands. He fights nothing but third or fourth tier fighters. Everyone is third or fourth tier, with the exception of one person. And that person is Lyndon Arthur. Lyndon Arthur is better than all the other people that he fought. Way better than all the other people that he fought. But then he's nowhere near as good as the three champions. And unfortunately for Anthony Yard, he is fighting top tier world champions. Sometimes you might have someone with a belt that isn't that great, just so happens to have a belt. The easy example would be when Anthony Joshua fought Charles Martin. Anthony Yard is fighting the proper top tier champions. All right, Kovalev was on the slide, but he was still a proper champion. Are we gonna have the same thing with Ben Whittaker? He's not gonna fight Buatsi, not anytime soon. That fight is probably about 2 years down the line. Are we gonna keep fighting nobodies? What's gonna happen? I do like the way that Matchroom match their boxers. And people will criticize it saying, oh, your fighters get beat a lot. Because he puts them in with tough opponents a lot of the time. And they are in 50-50s. And I give him credit for that. Whereas people say, oh no, your fighter's getting beaten. Well, no, you're putting him in tough fights. You're not giving them gimmies. But we need to see what Whittaker is made of. Great style, great pizzazz. We like all the showboating stuff. We know as he elevates, he's not going to be able to do that stuff. He could have showboated against Gavazi, easy. But he didn't even have the time. So what's he going to do against this American? Now, if he goes to America and puts on a show, his 3.5 million followers that he's got, something like that, crazy. That's gonna shoot through the roof. If he does it in America, it's gonna go mental. We all know why he's going to America. It's literally for the fan base. But how long is he gonna tread water before he actually fights a real opponent? We need to see a Louis Edmondson. We need to see a Spider Richards. We need to see a Dan Aziz. We need to see a Willie Hutchinson. I'm sure I've forgotten somebody. At the very least, we need to see one of those in with Whittaker. And I'd say we need to see that before autumn. If he has 4 fights in the year, which I think is what the aim is, give him the American fight, benefit of the doubt, and I don't want to say it, give him one more fight, but that third fight, well, it will be his full fight with Matchroom. It has to be someone substantial. What is Whittaker made of? We've still got the lingering doubts from that Liam Cameron fight. I know he took care of him in the rematch, but there are questions about that rematch too. Howard Foster was Howard Fostering. Didn't really catch him with that much, and Howard Foster was like, no, that's enough. I've got good enough reason to stop this fight. Now, if Howard Foster didn't stop the fight, Ben Whittaker would have won the fight. So that's why I don't really care that much about Howard Foster, Howard Fostering. But still lingering in the back of my mind is Ben Whittaker found a way out of that first fight, found himself out of the ring and into a wheelchair. Why is he in a wheelchair? Why am I doing that? Didn't need to be in a wheelchair. You're doing too much, Ben. When are we going to see Ben in with a proper fighter? It needs to be soon. It has to be this year. He's got no options. No other options. No other choices. He has to. If he doesn't, we're all going to be on him. This year, will the real Ben Whittaker please stand up?